Hello and welcome to my channel. Have you seen all of the videos about driving as a courier, making six figures as a courier? So today we'll be discussing Courier Driver. Is it worth it? Welcome to my channel. This is Odetta, your girl on all things employment related, whether it be ride share, other type of gigs, using your own vehicle, trying to find a job, regardless of the age, adults only, of course. And we will also have some information for our baby boomers as well. So I've been seeing all these videos about the rideshare jobs and things like that, whether you're doing it 1099 work or whether you're doing it as a W-2 worker for an actual employee. So I sought out trying to secure a contract to do courier work as a 1099 work with my own car, just a car, a sedan they call it. Which a lot of companies will hire you for in a sedan. You don't have to have a truck or a Sprinter or a minivan or cargo van or anything like that. With a sedan, you can take smaller loads, up to around 200 something pounds, I found. So I secured a contract with a local company. I'm in Atlanta, and the company had me driving from pretty much all over Atlanta. I mean, Midtown, up until through Gwinnett County, through all sorts of counties and places I had never been, like Sandy Springs and Cummings and things of that nature. Because as some of you may know or may get to know as you get to know me, I'm a California girl. But I've been in Georgia for the past 5.5 years. So I'm still trying to learn the law of the land, the lay of the land, and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, I accepted this contract. I had to go to the orientation, which was about 3 hours. It was just me and one other person, other guy. We were at the orientation, and we went over things like the app, how to use the app, went over all the paperwork and things of that nature, the contract, the do's and don'ts, how you get paid, the percentage that you get paid, and lots of other things. One of the things that I did not know is that when you get a contract with a company, they're going to pay you a certain percentage. And it basically depends on the type of vehicle that you're driving, okay? So I learned that when you're driving a sedan, which is a regular car, okay, so it can't hold really big packages, but it can hold at least 200 something pounds, maybe 300 pounds if you can get that in and out of your car, okay? And what this particular company does is they pay 55% of whatever the total of the order is that you are picking up and delivering. Now, what I'm not used to is not knowing how much I'm going to be paid per job. Now, I've been a mobile notary and a field inspector for the better part of 25 years, okay, throughout California and Georgia. So I always know what I'm getting paid before I accept the job. So I can choose if I want to accept the job or not. Okay, well, with this particular company, and I'm not sure if this works for all companies who have 1099 drivers for them. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments, because I do have still a lot of questions. And the lady I was working with, she didn't seem to want to answer all my questions, which I was kind of, surprised about. But so I found that you cannot budget with this particular company anyway. You cannot budget your day or know how much money you're making each day or each job, okay? And you get paid once a week. You get paid Thursday. So what I worked Wednesday and Thursday of this week. I was not able to work Friday. So I sent in my paperwork to them by mail, and I will get paid for those 2 days on Thursday of next week. Now, I did finally ask the lady again, I think maybe the third time. I'm like, okay, well, how am I going to know how much I'm getting paid? I said, I'm used to knowing how much I'm getting paid per job even before I do it. And she said, well, in 2 or 3 weeks, you'll be able to. So basically what I'll have to do is look at the check that I get along with the paperwork that comes with it. That will tell me, show me what I got paid for each trip. And so after a few weeks of that, I'm supposed to then be able to kind of figure out on my own how much I'm going to be getting paid per day or per week or per load. That's unusual to me, but I guess that's the way it goes. Again, like I said, I don't know for sure. So if any of you know, please put that in the comments and let me and others know if that's the way this deal normally works when you're delivering as a courier under a 1099 contract. Now, some things to consider before you accept a contract like that. You have to know that, of course, they're going to have certain requirements for insurance on your personal vehicle, which is usually the 100,000, 300,000, 50,000 policy limits. And you can contact your company that you're with now. I thought that I would have to have cargo insurance and general liability insurance, and so I jumped the gun, okay, because I hadn't done all my homework. Even though I'm a retired adult educator, I hadn't done all my homework, okay. But so I found out that I just was able to, for this particular company, I was able to cancel that general liability and cargo insurance because I didn't need it. I just have to raise my limits on the company that I have now. So I did that, and I was able to get the documents, the declaration page and everything from them the very next day with the policy limits that the company requires. Okay, so but you have to keep in mind too that you have to make sure that you have enough money, okay, in a bank or on a card or somewhere to keep gas in your car, okay. And I found that even though my car's only a 4-cylinder, I found myself having to fill up every day of those 2 days because I didn't want to get less than a quarter tank. I didn't know at first I was not going to be able to work Friday, which was yesterday. I intended to do that, but I was not able to. And so I was going to fill up my tank again early that morning. Costco has great prices on gas, y'all, in case you didn't know. So anyway, yeah, you got to make sure you can at least fill your tank for at least 2 weeks before you get your first paycheck. You also want to make sure that you have food, water, juice, snacks, whatever you need throughout the day in your vehicle, because what the lady who trained us said, we don't take breaks. And I'm like, okay, we don't take breaks. But she said that you can bring food, or you can bring snacks, or you can stop by McDonald's, or whatever it is that you like to eat throughout the day, and then eat that way. And actually, it didn't really alarm me so much because having been a mobile notary, like I said, and field inspector for about 25 years, I'm used to having to eat on the go. But that's your choice. I think probably the best way, if they will allow it, is if you can say, hey, tell your dispatch, hey, I'm going to pull over and get a bite to eat. Give me about 20 minutes. You know, now she said we don't take breaks, but I think that is the safest way to do it. You have to always, always, always communicate with your dispatch. And sometimes there's 2 or 3 different people, and they usually give you the main number to the company and also each dispatcher's phone number so that you can call and or text them as needed. And starting out as a new person in this, doing this courier business, they want you to call whenever you pick up the item or items that you're going to be delivering, and also again when you drop them off. They're just basically keeping track of you, and the apps that they use too. I won't say the app that this company uses. I won't say the company's name, okay? But the app tracks you. You have to have it on location all the time, so they know where you are all the time. So what that does is give them an idea how long it's taking you to get from one place to another. If you get to a location where you're picking up some items, and let's say you get there and they say, okay, well, the item isn't ready yet, or let me go find the person who's supposed to get that for you. Okay, contact your dispatch and say, hey, I have a wait time, you know, and then when the wait time is over, you know, you sort of write it down on your paperwork, you know, when the wait time started and when wait time finished. You have to call them back, but you have to get permission from that dispatcher to have that wait time. Even though it's through no fault of your own, you got to have permission, because the dispatcher and the company you're contracting with has to get permission from their customer, okay, to pay for that wait time as well. So communication, communication, communication on just about everything or anything out of the unusual. You have to make sure that you're checking the app for the correct order number and the number you have to provide to the people that you're picking it up from. okay? And paperwork for people that you're delivering it to, because someone there needs to sign it. Now, sometimes the contact person in the app their name and phone will be there, and they may say, oh, leave at the front desk, or leave here, or leave there. Sometimes there's nobody there, and you do not, absolutely do not leave a package or packages without a human signature, because that relieves you of any responsibility. Because what I had to do, I had to deliver some items to Georgia Tech the other day, and when I got in there was no one at the counter, I guess the reception counter. I rung the bell, this, that, the third, and no one ever came. So I called the number that was in the app for the lady. She didn't answer. I left a message, and but then I just stayed there. I kept ringing. I said, I'm gonna get a human being. I'm not leaving here without a human being. But I did let dispatch know, okay, I can't find anybody. I'm still checking. Okay, they gotta know that. So eventually a man did come, receive the package, and he signed for me. Okay, and then you go back and you take a picture of the requisition form, a picture of, whatever paperwork you have that they signed, and you put your name and your driver number on it. And then eventually, about 5 minutes later, I guess, the contact person lady, she called and left me a voice message saying, this is so-and-so at Georgia Tech. You can go to the room on the right of the reception desk and leave the packages there. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, whoop, no ma'am. No ma'am. You have to get a signature, okay? You've got to get a signature. And to make sure that you relieve yourself of any reliability for the packages, okay? Another thing to consider, I had seen a couple of videos where a couple of ladies, such as myself, were delivering packages, and they posted videos. Oh, I only had small packages. Oh, I didn't have anything over 30 pounds. Oh, it was so easy. Okay, but let me tell you, you don't know what you're picking up. You may know the number of pieces. You may know the pounds. Now, mind you, my couple of days, I had 2 orders that were over 200 something pounds. Okay, but in that case, they're usually like individual packages, individual boxes. They're not like one item for over 200 pounds. So I still had to put in and out of my car 200 pounds of items, 200 plus pounds of items. So that's something to think about when you are doing courier. You never know what you're gonna get. And then something I noticed too, the dispatchers were asking me, okay, I have one for this place, going to this place. Do you want to take that? And I'm thinking to myself, I don't think I have a choice. I want to work. I want to make money. I'm here. I'm out on the road, and I'm brand new. So I definitely don't want to be picking and choosing about what I accept. So although most of the places I was going to in Georgia I had never been before, so it was nice because I got to learn where certain cities are that I had heard the name of, but I had never been to. So that was kind of nice. Let's see what else. Make sure you get plenty of rest the night before, because I'm telling you, unless you are used to driving all day long already, which for me, I have not worked as a full-time notary and field inspector since I was in California, which has been over 5 years. So maybe 6 or 7 years. So I've driven full-time before, but it's been quite a while. Okay, you need your rest, you need your hydration, you need some food, okay? Make sure you have, at least I would say for me, I would say 2 cell phones. Things happen. I come with 2 cell phones, I come with chargers, of course charger for the car, and charger that I can carry with me and plug in someplace if I needed to. Let's see, what else can I remember here? You have to remember that the customers of the company who you're contracted with, those are also your customers. So your customer service has to be on point. Okay? Has to be on point. All right? And a friend of mine who I told I was going out to start this work, she said, well, what about when you have to use the bathroom? I said, well, I don't know, but I guess I'll find out. So well, make sure you go before you go, okay? So, but I did, when I went to Georgia Tech, there was a couple of restrooms right behind the reception desk area. So I asked the young lady, I said, hey, is it okay if I pop into the restroom right there? She said, sure, no problem. So I got to use the restroom that time once throughout the day. So each day it was once throughout the day till I got home. So you got to train your body to do different things. Like I said, the main thing you want to be able to do is to get as many orders done as you can in a day. So that means you are rushing, not speeding, and you can't really speed a whole lot in Atlanta because of all the traffic, okay? But I made it through. I made it through. Thank God I made it through. And it really wasn't bad. It really wasn't bad. There's still a lot for me to learn. And like I said, I don't know how much money I made for those 2 days yet because the 3 hours of orientation, that was not paid. And then we had to buy shirts. Yeah, another thing, you might have to buy their uniforms, or at least their shirt. I had to buy a shirt, 2 shirts. And I had a picture taken for a name badge, which already had a lanyard on and a clear pouch to put my name badge in. So I was all ready for that. And yeah, so is it worth it, courier driving? Is it worth it? Well, guess what? I don't know yet because I haven't gotten paid. so I guess I just mailed off paperwork. The company I contracted with is like over 2 hours away. So I mailed paperwork to them this morning for what I did for this last week. And I'll find out on Thursday of next week what my pay was. And then I can, better range and be able to budget, because no matter what kind of business you're in, if you don't know what all your expenses are and what you're making, I mean, you could be losing money, and even though wear and tear on a car is not like an actual dollar amount, you have to factor that in yourself. You have to factor it in, because no matter how old your car is or how new your car is, those tires are going to wear tread. Different things are going to happen. You're going to need oil changes, things like that nature. Of course, you always need gas. So you got to be able to factor all these things into whatever business that you're doing to see if you're making money or if you're losing money and whether it's worth it or not. So, like I said, I'm not sure yet because I have not gotten paid yet, but stay posted. I will make sure that I post videos weekly, probably at least 3 or 4 times a week, to update you guys on what's going on with this courier driver thing, okay? And please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Whatever questions you have, please go ahead and put them down in the chat. You can also email them to me at straighttalkwithodetta@gmail.com. Again, that's straighttalkwithodetta@gmail.com. And those of you, if any of you out there are really experienced in driving as a courier, whether 1099 or W-2, please let us know your experience and give us some insights on this as well, because we would love to know as we are learning, those of us that are new to this business. Okay, y'all. See you next time. Bye.